This is the Morgan Library at 37th and Madison. J.P. Morgan, the founder of J.P. Morgan Bank, wanted a space for his clients. And at the time, a lot of people didn't really want his clients from the Midwest coming to the private clubs in Manhattan. So as a result, J.P. Morgan was innovative. He said, look, my clients cannot come to the private clubs. I'll make a private clubs for my client. And what a beautiful place this is. If you look here, it's actually two buildings that were combined about 10 years ago. You see this center area here, this atrium, that was open space for many, many years, kind of like an open garden. But then they got permission from the city to create this center space, this enclosed center space for the atrium, so that this way it was even bigger and better than before. And we'll take a walk around just to take a better look at this Morgan Library. Really, it's a gem in New York, and many people really enjoy going to it. And there's a lot of very interesting artworks inside, a lot of other very interesting things to look at. And as I said, J.P. Morgan used this as his home and private club for people to come and visit. And they did a great job, and they are doing a great job of maintaining it. So you can see here another part of it. It's really a great job that they've done. It's so unusual to see this. Here are one of the entrance ways. Imagine 100-some years ago, this was how the robber barons lived. In a sense, it's not too different than the way people are living now who make a lot of money. It's just that in our capacity now, we see this from how people are 100 years ago. But in 100 years' time, when they look at the big homes of the billionaires in the United States and the world, they'll probably say the same thing, because those billionaires did do a great job with that. The billionaires now, that is. I mean, it's like their homes are a little bit further away from the center of the city, but that's okay, because in 100 years, the center of the city will be a lot closer to where the billionaires are building their homes now. And here is the Morgan Library. You can see it here, how beautiful this is. You can see how everything is here. Very nice just to take a look at it. And this is the southern side of the museum and the library. We'll take a look at the northern side. You could take a look around here, see what everything is like. It's in Midtown Manhattan on the east side, and it's all been very built up. All these co-ops and condos and apartments are around here. But that's okay. Like the density of Manhattan has always been very high. Even 100 years ago, it was high. So here again, this is the library again. Now, we're taking a look across the street at the library. We were right next to it earlier. This is just to give you a better view and give you a better dimension of what it's like. You can see here how ornate everything is and was. What a truly great creation that J.P. Morgan did. And that area that looks modern in the distance, that's the center atrium area that they covered over. It took them a good while to do that, like a year and a half to 2 years, because there were a lot of criteria that they had to meet, since this was a historical building. They just couldn't go in there like any regular construction. So you can see that here. We're on Madison Avenue, and we're just taking another look at the Morgan Library from across the street, just to give a better perspective. You can see here the buildings as they're put together. What a great job they did. What an ornate place. And again, as I mentioned, this is where J.P. Morgan lived and he entertained his clients. So he did such a great job. And it's really great that the city and the developers in New York never really took this down, because it would have been a tragedy for the city, tragedy for the US and for history if it wasn't still around. And again, this is on Madison Avenue, and we are looking from west to east. So we're looking towards the east. And here's another view of the library from the corner of 37th and Madison. Like right next door is the Polish mission to the United Nations. You can see that's been around for quite a while. So here we're just going to take a look around, see what it's like. This amazing building. There you can see in the distance, Morgan Library and Museum. Thank God it's still here. And so you can see what a beautiful building this is. We'll take a look from across the street also, just to have a better look. You can see the cars and everything there, and the entrance to the Polish mission to the United Nations. And you can see how much work they've done here. There's the work, but all that used to be open space. And again, they just wanted to utilize this space to the best way they could for the good of the community. So that's why the city was very amenable to them changing things around. What a beautiful building this is. So we'll take a little closer look at this space here. Now, isn't that amazing? The modern right next to the old. It's just incredible when you see that. It's just such a great statement. So we'll take a look at the building itself there in the distance. This is the entryway to the Morgan Museum. See how beautiful this is? So when you come to New York, make sure to come to the Morgan Museum. It's such a beautiful place to see. You'll be amazed at seeing everything. I'm not going to actually go inside because there's other things that I need to do. But this is just so that future visitors can see what it's like inside and what they had seen from the exterior, and how beautiful the atrium is, how beautiful everything is in here to see. And you really should, when you come to New York, take a view of the